What's good, Council of Comics? Welcome to the Film and Box Office News Live podcast. Be back in 30 seconds. What is good, Council of Comics? Welcome to the Film and Box Office News Live podcast, episode number 45. Today, we're doing Zack Snyder's Sucker Punch. This is like Dragon Ball Z meets Terminator meets Samurai. What?
Black is like the brightest day. Where are the heroes? Soon as they get here, everything will be alright. I need a hero.
What is good, Council of Comics? Thank you for joining us today for the Film and Box Office News Live podcast, episode number 45. 45! It's Sunday, July 23rd. We've all had a long weekend, whether it was fun, good, maybe some of you had an unpleasant one. We're here to make it better for you. But first, you must be a subscriber. Hit that subscribe button down at the bottom. Share it with your friends. Let them know the deal. As I introduce my fellow council, Phil, Cliff with the new background, and green shirt guy with the green background. How are you today?
What's up?
Very
Sean.
good. Guys, do anything special this weekend?
Want to see old-timey baseball, but I said that before.
I went to Lake Taconic. I went to Wilcox.
Okay.
Some fishing, some swimming.
All right. I went out to like Catskills, chilled out with some fam. What about you, Cliff? Do anything?
I just played Dungeons and Dragons at the shop yesterday. So
Well, that's fun.
Yay, Alternaverse for having.
Did you win?
That's not how that works.
What?
Well, did you lose?
That means no.
Wait, I need to know about this game. Whether you win or not is not the point.
You
of the
do
game.
not win, right?
Okay.
You go.
All right.
You are completing quests, and essentially you should be working together.
Okay.
And I have, when I am the dungeon master, which I am not in this case, but I have a hard rule about the players not wanting to screw with each other. And also, like, I usually have a hard rule about, could you please not play evil? And if you do want to play some form of evil character, can we have a real serious talk about it in private before?
Why won't you let them be an evil character?
It's really complicated, and some people are, in fact, a lot of people are jerks about it. Right?
Most people want to become murder hobos. Be like,
Murder hobos,
for
right?
me.
And then, like, you know, and the first time I had a bunch of murder hobos, you know what? I was like, oh, you go to this new town, but there's wanted posters of you everywhere, and everyone's coming for your head.
What do you mean? Like they just play the game just to kill people?
Exactly. So it's like, oh, you know, here's Evelyn, the town seamstress. It's like I roll sleight of hand to steal Evelyn's coin purse. You know, I'm like, you stole Evelyn's coin purse. There's 12 pieces of silver.
So this is interesting. So if somebody comes into your game and in the middle of your game you go, uh-oh, he's a murder hobo, what do you do at this point of the game? Do you stop the game? Or do you continue on with frustration? Like, oh,
no,
he got in here.
I'll probably continue on with the frustration, and then I'll have a talk with that person afterwards, right? And then when the person is not getting the message, then I ask them not to return.
Wow, serious business over there.
Yeah, no, and I gotta tell you, I watched a video by my beloved Matt Colville, and like, the video is, these are the difficult people at the table, and if they can't work it out after you've told them and you've tried with them, then
does it really get this serious?
It could.
For a
Good
game
God.
that's not actually about winning and losing, a game that's actually about working together,
Nah, who wants to do that?
Right?
Okay.
Well, we could kill Evelyn and get some experience.
Get her-
I'm just here for the experience.
Right, but you keep killing. That's the thing. So there's the old system is do everything by experience points, and then there's a new system where you do everything by milestones. So when you complete a milestone event, then you guys get to level up.
Okay.
So a lot of people have done that to discourage people killing everything in sight because they want the experience points, and it's like,
Okay, so they level up. Like, is this something that they continue on through every
yes,
week?
so
They
you
keep their own choices like done on an honor system, or
No, well, now thanks to things like D&D Beyond and other online systems, you can keep track of everybody. And if you see something suspicious, again, you have to talk to the person. And listen, again, with computers, sometimes people do stuff by mistake. I was in someone else's group and I accidentally gave myself 2 feats, right? And because I was just like messing around, I kind of just forgot about it. And then the next thing I know, I'm playing and I'm doing something that I absolutely should not be doing at like level 2, right?
Cheater.
Right, exactly. And he goes, well, Cliff, let me look at your sheet. I'm like, well, there's my sheet. He goes, why do you have 2 feats? And I'm like, I don't know. I have 2 feats. I'm an ass. So, you know.
my skit mind is going, and I'm feeling a D&D skit coming on.
I have many.
So how did your game go yesterday, though? At Alternative?
It was good. So,
Good session.
no, it was good. There was 4 of us that actually played. There was one kid that stuck around for a little bit to watch. And then there was another one who came with his uncle and he just watched the whole game. So 2 of us came back from 2 weeks ago. And then the 2 new guys who said they want to show up, they show up. Of course, I know the two new guys from when our mutual friend Caroline was DMing, right? So they're like, we haven't played in so long with real people. This is great. And then that was it. We did a dungeon crawl. You know, we were just hacking and slashing stuff. And one dude had a feat about, you know, grappling and launching, right? And I was like, oh, you want to do fastball special? I'll do fastball special. So we killed a whole bunch of undead creatures with fastball special a couple of times. It was great, you know? So he picked me up like he's
Nice.
Colossus and threw me.
Nice. All right, that was a fun
I
little
did
D&D
make 2
talk.
of those recipes you put out, Cliff. Or that you
What
shared.
which recipes?
Hard turn.
I made peanut butter bread, and I made the onion soup mix bread.
Okay, first of all,
But
I didn't
added stuff to it.
I didn't hear the first one. What was the first one?
The peanut butter bread.
How did that go?
I made the original, the old one. It was okay.
The less sweet one, right?
Yes, it was okay. It needed
Right.
it needed more something, but it wasn't awful. I was expecting more.
I
peanut butter.
find the old version needs more sugar if you want it to be more dessert-like.
Yeah, you're probably right.
And if you watch his full-length video about the peanut butter bread, he goes into detail about that. And then you made the onion soup bread. So tell me what you added to that.
I added prosciutto and then
Get it all here, folks.
yeah, and then,
Get
and
it
then
all
cheese.
here.
And then cheese.
So did you crisp and crumble the prosciutto before you put it in?
No, I put it in as is, figuring it would cook inside, which it kind of did.
It kind of did.
I
Okay.
probably needed to add more because you couldn't taste it as much as I was expecting, but you could taste it.
My only recommendation would be to crisp it first in the oven and then crumble it up and add it, because depending on the prosciutto that you're using, there's still moisture in there, and you
Oh, I
don't
know.
want, right, and then the moisture messes with the balance of the bread. But from what it sounds like it was delicious.
It was very good. It came out really good.
I'm thinking of a new show.
Cooking with Cliff.
Cooking with men.
Well, there's lots of cooking with men, so
Yeah, it's not like us. All right. First thing I want to
What's
talk.
burning? Actually, I think that's a show.
No. First up, I want to let everybody know, yeah, we have a YouTube channel. It's called the Council of Comics. We're currently at 529. Shout out to Brian LCS.
yes.
Shout out to you, my friend. I was
For real.
watching your show, then all of a sudden he's like, I got a link for you guys. It's the Council of Comics. This and that. It's a great show. I was like, oh my God. I was like, see, I was supporting him by watching, came back, and he's supporting us. We got about like 4 or 5 subscribers out of that. So thank you, Brian LCS. Go out, check his channel on YouTube. Amazing channel. You guys can even go to his website, and I'll see if Cliff can put the link in the chat of how to go vote for your favorite comic book channels. And you could probably vote for Council of Comics. You know what I mean? But for our channel, new videos up. The Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny spoiler review went up. Nice little conversation with me and Anthony, and Cliff's in there too. We got Council Questions episode number 1. Who in our universe could lift Thor's hammer? A lot of interesting stuff. It's a new series we're going to try to go through where a council member comes up with a question. We just talk about it for like 10 minutes. See what comes out. The Council of California episode 3 drops on tomorrow at 11 a.m. We're going to be showing you Collector's Paradise in North Hollywood, Los Angeles. And a new comic book day came out. We got 117 views. I thought that was really good. You know, we dropped last week because we had some time off, but now it feels like they're back in the swing of things. And we're going to continue to put those videos out. So go check that. I
just think it was a good episode.
It was a good episode, right?
It was a really good one. Yeah.
I watched it 3 times.
I think the opening.
I think that went well.
Yeah. But I'm thinking about when you looked up at the storm, and I'm trying to have a skit next time that's going to correlate with that. You know what I mean? Maybe move it to a darker tone, but fun. We shall see. We make these things up crazy, so nothing's written. Well, some of it. But yeah, go check out our channel, like and subscribe, please, and share it with your friends. I watched the latest episodes of Adventures with Superman this week.
My Adventures with Superman. I really like this show.
Has it gotten any more adult? Like, 'cause this is like marketed as like an adult.
Slightly.
For no reason. It is the small. It is no more adult than Superman the Animated Series.
Because I see it, like I even see the rating here. It's like PG, TV PG.
Yeah.
Like, so I just
you could see they're going somewhere.
I swear to you, the only reason it's on Adult Swim is probably because it was the only place they could fit it. Because I cannot imagine why. So far, it has just not been that dark. It really hasn't. TV PG is just fine. There's nothing I've seen where I'm like, you can't watch this with your family. You know, no horrible language, some violence, but no violence that I think is horrific. Like even what happened to Parasite this week, it was like, oh my, but like it wasn't like, oh no.
Lois Lane is the star of the show.
Lois Lane is pretty good. I don't know. I think Jimmy is
great.
I think Jimmy's the sleeper hit.
He's great. I'm trying to figure out. Okay, it has a very comedy like Avatar. The last Airbender. It has that kind of like comedy and anime. If you even look at this, it's slightly a little bit. I think that's what it reminds me of. It has that feel of Avatar when they do the comedy and stuff, the little clips and all that. And I really enjoy that. And the animation is really good. Yeah, if you can get over Sailor Moon Superman, you'll be all right.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Which, by the way, that only happened in one scene.
I know. I've been waiting for him to happen again, but he doesn't. In these episodes, he figures out how to use his eye, his laser beams. Is really cool. It was really cool. But yeah, I watched that this week. I recommend it to everybody. Movie news. It's Barbenheimer. Oh, we'll talk about it in the box office, but these are the 1 and 2 movies of the weekend. Destroying the box office.
In a good way.
Barbie breaks the box office records with the biggest opening ever for non-superhero movie sequel or remake. People came out and
was it the biggest opening this year though? I think it had the biggest opening this year.
Did it? It might have. It might have. They hit about 150. I know that. Oppenheimer. This movie's strong. This would be a win for anybody else at number 1. What they made, and it made more than Interstellar, and only 3 other. It made more than every Nolan movie except for 3 of the Nolan movies. So what are you guys thinking about this weekend's box office with these two going at it?
Interesting.
No, it is interesting. It's pretty cool.
But I think like you had mentioned a few weeks ago, Cliff, and I think a lot of people went this route. They both did really well because people went and saw them back to back.
20,000 people absolutely saw them back to back just from AMC Theater reporting alone. And I realize that's only a small percent of American moviegoers, but that's like sending the message.
But that's just them though, because I mean I don't know how many different stupid memes or shorts I saw on Instagram over the weekend of people seeing one, taking their clothes off and being in all
and
pink
running
and
to the other. Yes.
Yeah. So it's in the zeitgeist.
Yo, I don't know all the details on Barbie, but this may have been the highest grossing opening.
Of what? Not of ever.
I don't know, but it's
really
big. It's big, dude. It's Friday night. We're talking about 70 million.
They took in 150 over the weekend.
155 over the weekend, and almost 400 altogether worldwide.
Yeah.
That's
I mean, I did not doubt the Barbie fandom. There are so many Barbie fans out there, and I think way more than kid Barbie fans. These are all
which is
adult.
part of the point, you know.
Like
That's a big number. That is still big.
Right. So 70.8 million on a Friday in the United States.
Margot Robbie's back as a catch.
Oh, of course. And you know what? She is a catch, all right? Because there ain't nothing wrong with her. You know?
Now, yeah. Because the rumors, remember, she was supposed to be Fantastic Four. But her and Adam Driver allegedly just pulled out because of all the things people were saying. But after this, you know what I mean? Would you be upset? I wouldn't be upset if they casted her.
I was going to be upset if they cast her before.
Right.
I was gonna.
One way or another. If anything, I love Adam Driver, but I don't.
Mm-hmm. I was because I felt her stardom was like on the decline. Like she's just been dragged around with Harley Quinn.
Who cares what her stardom? What I'm saying is, who cares what the persona is if she does the job?
She does do the job.
No, but that's not what I mean. I'm talking about the way her films are performed. It's been on a downward trend.
Yeah, but that's
what I mean. But that just because you don't put somebody in a movie because you feel like they're gonna do it. This is Hollywood people talking.
Oh no, right.
You don't put somebody in a movie because they do the skill right. You do it because they bring in the box office. Hollywood could care less if your movie does great acting and all this other stuff. If you don't make the money that you're supposed to make, you're done.
I'll give
you. You know what I mean?
You're
done.
I think the only thing I've seen her in besides like her superhero stuff, the Suicide Squads and all that stuff is Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Oh, you haven't seen Babylon then?
No, I haven't seen Babylon.
She's great in Babylon.
And then what is it? Amsterdam's the other one that
and Amsterdam.
Amsterdam was good too.
I'm not muted. I'm on a delay.
Oh, okay.
That's more about the two guys than her. But she was good in it.
All right. They're pretty much the news this weekend, guys. We haven't seen these movies, so we can't really.
Also, considering how many films just haven't quite been making it, like the fact that these two, like, built a momentum and blew up the box office this weekend. Is really interesting.
It's good for the box office.
I think it's also funny, like it's getting promoted. Both of these are getting promoted by their directors because of
because the actors can't.
The actors strike.
That's the real big question right now. Is whether the actors are going to hold on. Ken, my big bro, says I went to Barbie premiere Thursday night in Medellin. It was sold out all night and the crowd was mostly teenage. The movie started strong but ended weird. I gave it a 6. All right. Thank you for that quick review there, Mr. Roland out there in Medellin, chilling. All right. Okay. That's the first review I heard about Barbie.
Yeah.
That's the first one I heard about Barbie.
Tom Best gave it solid marks.
Yeah.
He said it was fun.
Diane, who who joins us from the 55 plus crowd, she also gave it solid marks.
Okay. I lost what I was saying before I did his comment. Can anybody rewind me? I need help. Rewind. I need help. I am in a cycle.
We were talking about. I had mentioned the momentum that these movies brought, and you said something about it was good for. Can you hear me?
No. I mean, like, I still don't remember. Keep talking. I'm being funny. I'm trying to be funny here.
Good for the box office, and I said, I don't know, not really, because this seems to be its own thing, its own moment. You know. Like I don't expect the box office to suddenly course correct, because I with Guardians 3, I thought the box office would course correct. I never dreamed The Flash would do so poorly. I absolutely did not have that on my radar.
I did.
I had an idea.
We had a slight inclination that it might go bad.
Not worse than Fury of the Gods. And it came out worse than Fury of the Gods.
I thought it was going to make more money than the other.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, I thought it was going to go badly. I didn't know how badly. Right. I just did not imagine it would be that
I was a bit
bad.
surprised by Indiana Jones, because that was the other big one that I was a bit surprised on how bad that went.
Yeah. Indiana Jones still making money. All right. Speaking of making money, let's see who the big boys are this week. Let's see what these numbers. Let me get this thing out of here. All right. This is the box office top 10, y'all, for July 21st through the 23rd. At number 1, we have Barbie. Barbie with 155 million in 4,000 theaters. With 337 worldwide. You Barbie fans making your mark.
That might
the
be
Nintendo fans made their mark.
That might be $1 billion movie right there.
Yeah, I could see it being $1 billion. I haven't heard bad reviews. Ken's is the only one I've heard, and usually there'd be a lot of bad things that you could catch, but I haven't seen anything, so we shall see. And it's pretty split between the international and the domestic, which is a good sign for going to a $1 billion movie. All right. Number 2 is Oppenheimer, coming in with 80 million, strong for number 2. I know Nolan's a little that he didn't get the number 1, but I'm pretty sure he's happy his film made 80 million. At 174 million worldwide. This is a success. Put this as another notch in Nolan's belt. Whether the movie is good or not, I can't say because I have not seen it. But if it's anything like I'm losing it today, guys. Inception,
Little boy?
Inception, and that type of movie. Did he do Fat Man, Little Boy?
No, that was the other movie, like about. That's another movie about the subject matter.
Yeah. But shout out to him. Sound of Freedom is up 20%. No, down only 26%. Up 20% in theaters.
Up 20 theaters.
Up 20 theaters. Okay.
20 total theaters.
Thank you for the correction there, green shirt guy.
Well, you gotta be accurate.
It's a tough crowd here, folks. It's a tough crowd over here. 124 million they're at. Very successful. I expect another movie like this to be out by next year because they're going to start pumping these out. I have not seen this movie as well. I got to get on my game and see some of these. Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1 dropped 64%. Tom Cruise not happy about this one.
Oh, he is. Those cheeky jowls of his are flapping.
Yeah. He's only at 370.
70 worldwide. Like,
it's fine.
He could hit 5-6.
I just want to remind everyone that my only point of view on this is him being a psycho on the set of this movie because it needed to be better than Top Gun Maverick. Right? Like, it needed to outperform it. His Mission Impossible was that this had to outperform Top Gun Maverick. So I am fascinated to see where this goes.
It's not going to do it.
Oh, I don't think it's gonna do it.
Oh, it's not gonna do. It's not gonna do.
Not
Top
going to
Gun
do it.
Top Gun was a different kind of beast.
Just like age has finally caught up to him in the face. You know, I mean, something you cannot rewind.
Top Gun was dropped at a certain time. People were waiting for it, and it had a long place to play.
Top Gun benefited from nostalgia, right? People, you're right. People have been waiting for it. We had to wait till the pandemic was over, mostly over, and it's the second one in a series. This is what, movie number 7.
Yeah.
So, like, not to say it's not a good movie. I haven't seen it. I still want to see it, but it's not like they made a Mission Impossible 20 years ago, and this is number 2.
My brother Kenny back with a comment. He says, my girlfriend and I think he's gonna put there, are in a group that thought Barbie was okay, but they were disappointed. Surprised how many people got dressed up. It was definitely a strong showing. Definitely. Yeah, I'm pretty sure the Hollywood stuff was pretty off the wall. Let's check some videos on that. Mission Impossible, okay. Indy still rocking. Indy's in the top 5 still. It's a decent movie, man. If you haven't seen Indiana Jones, you need to go check it out if you're an Indiana Jones fan.
I'm gonna wait for it on Disney Plus.
It's a decent movie.
Yeah.
You would dishonor Indiana Jones and wait that long?
I didn't dishonor him. Disney dishonored him, dishonored Harrison Ford by making him make that video for Instagram, telling everyone that it would be his honor for them to join him in theaters for Indy's Last Adventure. All right? So that coming up repeatedly on my Instagram feed, that's the dishonor. Enjoy that.
Why is that the dishonor? It's marketing.
Oh yeah, that's marketing, right? Because that's what you were expecting for this movie. That's the marketing you wanted to.
Oh no. Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
I would want that plus other things. You know what I mean? Like
yeah, but no. That was very sad.
You're saying they didn't show enough.
No, absolutely not. And then having him do that, I felt was not good. It was not for me.
And the fact that they showed the movie at the film festival.
Well, I'm sure they were very proud of it. You know,
yeah, but I don't think this is like the last thing. You want to keep everything under wraps, whether you think people are gonna like it or not. You're putting the movie out.
Yeah,
you know
they probably
putting it
really
out.
should have kept it under wraps.
Kept it right in the wrap, and it probably would have sold as a better movie if nobody knew anything about it. You know, but it didn't do that because we're in the age of you can't do that.
I mean, you still can. You know, listen, I thought Barbie's marketing was very solid. You know, I don't know too much about the movie going into it, which I think is pretty good.
But Indy's at 335.
I'm just sad because I think the total that they spent between the movie and the marketing for Indy was like 400.
Yeah, they're not going to make any money off of this movie.
Yeah.
It's possible that Kathleen Kennedy her contract will not be renewed next year.
You know what? She just keeps coming back though, because there's so many times.
I mean, look what happened to Amy Pascal. Look what happened to Amy Pascal. Everything blew up on her, right? Blew up. You're like, oh, she's gone. She's done. She reinvents herself, and she's back. You know what I mean?
Amazingly.
So I don't doubt that Kathleen Kennedy can rejuvenate herself, but I don't think she can do it in Star Wars.
And you know what? As interesting as Amy Pascal is, I mean, she's actually really entertaining, right? Like, she's like, I'm gonna sell you the worst Spider-Man villain movies ever, and it's gonna be great.
She's been there since the beginning.
Yes.
Of all our nostalgia for these movies and everything. She is one of the people that helped create it.
Yeah, she one of her interviews, she goes, you know, every time we do a Spider-Man film, I warn these young people not to get involved, not to take it off screen. And she goes, and every time they don't listen.
I'm talking about Amy Pascal.
Yes, she said every Spider-Man film, she goes, "You guys shouldn't date. You guys shouldn't date." And she goes, "And not once have they ever listened to me." You know,
Tom Holland and Zendaya are going strong.
They are going strong. And listen, with that many Spider-Men and leading ladies, it's good. It's good that one of them is a hit.
I would like to see that. I would like to see their relationship
blossom
and become the thing that needs to be seen. Like two people fall in love, stay together, stay loyal to each other, no drama, become a couple, start a family. I think that needs to be seen. Something pure. Not to say they wouldn't have issues, because every relationship has issues. But I don't think we're seeing that enough of the positive.
Well, listen, I don't need that personally, but I happen to agree with you because I like the two of them so much that I want that for them. I saw one of those viral videos where like a dude found them at a concert and the two of them were like bopping at the back of the concert together a couple weeks ago, and I was like, this is so wholesome. I'm so in love with their love.
Like it's good to see too. Like actors are people too. They're human beings just like we are.
They're not.
And they get into relationships too. I feel like there's a stigma like actors shouldn't date each other or this, that. I'm like, they're people just like us. Like just because they're both actors, that don't make any difference. And I just feel it's a bad stigma on that. Insidious drops 50% with the Red Door.
Yeah, but that movie made its money. Those movies are cheap enough to make, Yeah,
it's 155 million. Blumhouse has done it again.
Yeah, they're at home. They're at home counting the money.
I told you, they're the new kings of horror. And I hope they get the rights to do Nightmare.
You know what's so funny? A24 is bringing it. Because A24 dabbles in horror and they're bringing it. Yeah. So,
especially when your movies cost you 20 million and you're making 150 off of it, you should be leveling up each time.
Yeah, I think for horror fans, this is a bronze age in horror.
Yeah.
Because we actually have a couple studios really getting to it and wanting to explore. And I'm not saying that it's all great for the fans. I know it's kind of all over the place, right? But I do think it's an interesting age for a variety of horror.
Mm-hmm. Elementals, I'm in at number 7. 5 million this week, dropped 30%. It's at 356 worldwide.
That's not bad.
Yeah, I think you should be happy with that.
I think Elemental is doing well.
Yeah, I think you should be happy with that right there. Probably cost you about, I would say, 80 to 100 million to make. That's how much usually an animated movie of this caliber costs.
Well, and considering how the last couple didn't make anything, even what was it? Going Red made like nothing.
Yeah,
they decided to put.
The movie's budget was 200 million.
What?
Yeah,
they're just gonna break even. They're just gonna break even. Oh, yeah, that breaks my heart. Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse at number 8 still only dropped 53%, made about 3 million. They're at 675 people. They're up there with the best of them.
Yeah, that's a great movie.
I don't know whether to call Part 2 a $1 billion movie or not. I don't think it's gonna be. I think it'll be at 800 million. I'm thinking 800 million. There.
Listen, it only cost them 100 million to make it.
To make this movie? Woo! They're swimming like Scrooge McDuck.
Yeah, they're doing just fine. And they left it on a cliffhanger so juicy that no one left the theater not screaming, Yeah.
So like the way I do it is like, okay, you made 675 million. All those people should come back to watch Part 2. Is my theory.
And I think all those people are coming back for Part 3. I really do.
But then you should get like another like 150, 200 million off of new people who are just like, oh, interested, and they probably watched the first part or second part last night and came to go watch it. You should get some new people.
I
should never go down.
I think the hype for the third one, that's another thing too, right? Talking about hype, Across the Spider-Verse has built-in hype, right? So like, when people hear Part 3 is, you know what I mean? When people hear the end of the trilogy is coming, you know, and that cliffhanger is going to be resolved, and, you know, and Team Spider-Gwen is coming to the rescue, like, all of that. Like, when's the last time you felt all that for a movie? We're like, oh my God, how's it going to happen? What are they going to do?
Yeah. That was a great movie. Transformers is still rocking in the top 10.
That movie is a little engine that
pushing, right? Because everybody who I've talked to that's seen it really, really like this movie. They're like, this is a good movie, bro. I was like, really? I still haven't seen it. It's on digital now. So me and Kamari might have to purchase this or rent it.
That's another one that's a $200 million budget.
Well, they made that. That's good. They broke even. They broke even with a little change. Good, because you're going to get G.I. Joe on the next one.
That scares me. That does scare me.
No, I think it's going to be okay. I think it's going to be okay.
No, it could be okay, but like the team has got to be.
The question is it brand new G.I. Joe, or is it continuing from the other G.I. Joe movies?
I think we're going to get brand new G.I. Joes.
Like, okay, and if they're giving new Joes, does at least Snake Eyes make it onto this?
No,
because I think you could bring that Snake Eyes character in the next Transformers movie. Him looking for Storm Shadow, he comes across, you know, blah, 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 all this stuff. They're gonna do it, so I just hope they do it well. That's what I'm saying. It's a big push right now because you know they got the IDW comics, they got Transformers and G.I. Joe. They're building this big universe, so I'm expecting big things. All right. And last but not least, No Hard Feelings is No Hard Feelings. Dropping 67%. 82 million. Not bad.
No.
Not bad at all. That's good. I'm happy for Jennifer Lawrence. She's been a mainstay in acting in Hollywood. She's been in big movies, and I think she'll be around for a long time to come, too. I don't know. What do you think her best movie is so far?
Her best
movie the ones I've seen. I like Passengers a lot.
I have a very special place. I hate being on a delay. I have a very special place in my heart for the first Hunger Games,
Hunger Games,
and Silver Linings Playbook.
Oh, you know what?
Yeah,
American Hustle. I'm sorry.
American Hustle.
American Hustle. Yo, yes, I gotta give her.
What did you say?
I said Silver Linings Playbook. That was what you said.
Yeah. All right. Cool. All righty. That was the top 10, people. What did you guys go see? What did you guys love? Let us know in the comments below. All right, so it's that time. It's movie time. Your homework was Sucker Punch from Zack Snyder. Let me get this up. Boom. Then let me get this up. Boom. All right. This movie to me, I wrote what I said. It's like Dragon Ball Z meets Terminator meets Samurai Warrior meets awareness of mental health, human rights violations, and much, much more.
You mean
there's so much in this movie?
Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest meets an anime?
Yeah, there's so much in this movie.
It felt to me like Zack Snyder directed a comic book movie, and you're okay because he's not messing up one of your beloved comic books.
Well, here's the thing: is I was thinking about it. I'm watching about halfway through. Like, was this a comic that I missed? So I'm looking it up. No, I was trying to find issues. I'm like, I would read this if this was.
It felt like it would have been like something out of like Heavy Metal, like a long time ago, or something like maybe Boom would have dropped, like a Boom or an Image type of thing.
In like a short series too, like 6.
Yeah, like a few issues, like a 4-part mini.
Yes.
Okay. And it watched like it almost came from a comic book. Like that's the real thing. It did have that feel. Like,
what's some of your favorite scenes?
The opening was pretty dope. There's a lot of music. Like the music is a huge part of this movie. It's
there's a lot of music video-ness happening.
There's a lot of music video-ness happening. This is like a very visual eye candy movie too. like all the way through. It's like, was this directed because it looked cool? Yes. And they sacrificed story for it? Yeah. Who cares? It looks cool.
From Warner Brothers and Legendary. Legendary always pops out good stuff, man. I don't know if
they sacrificed story. You felt that way? I felt like
a little
this
bit,
story
yeah.
Of all his movies, the story was very linear. It didn't go off on it all kind of made sense. Where some of his other, the comic book movies, he kind of gets in the weeds with stuff. And you're like, well, that you could put that in, but you didn't need to. Whereas this one just felt like everything that was in the story you needed to have. There almost was no fat. That's the way I felt.
So Sucker Punch is a young girl institutionalized by her abusive stepfather, retreats to an alternative reality as a coping strategy.
Is thing nicely.
Yep. Stepfather retreats to an alternative reality as a coping strategy and envisions a plan to help her escape.
So let me ask you this while we're talking about that. So she, at the beginning of the movie, we know what's going on. It's pretty obvious. Then she gets put in this institution, and the high roller / lobotomist is coming in 5 days. So we know what our time frame is. And then it immediately goes to that kind of stylized, not reality, right? And then every time she needs to do something, it's even more stylized. It's like Inception.
Every time she does it, because they're like her alternate universe, instead of like the asylum, it's like a brothel where like her and her fellow inmates are at. And every time she does a dance at this brothel, it goes into a really stylized, like mental thing.
I mean, you correct me or tell me if you think differently. It's supposed to like cross all three layers. Like it extrapolates out. So they need the key, they need the flame, which is the lighter. So every time they do something, it actually it's kind of in all three layers. So, and if you back it up, so the real stylized is them, the crazy anime story fights where they're getting whatever it is, but then you go back a layer and it's that stylized brothel of we need the key, we need the knife, we need the map. Go back one, they still need that stuff. Do you think she was having sex with the orderlies to get that stuff?
No, I think she was distracting them with the dancing, which could have been sex, but I think
it sounded like she was. Again, this is just mine. Sounded like she was having sex with them to distract them while everyone else is going to get the items that they needed. So how's she distracting the cook to get the knife?
Well, she stabbed an orderly, so
Well, she stabbed the orderly with the knife she took from the cook.
I mean, there's no doubt that could be. This is an insane asylum flipped on its head. You know what I mean? So we've known stories of insane asylums in real life flipped on their head, and those things happen.
Especially with the way Oscar Isaacs reacts at the end. It's almost like he'd been doing stuff with her the whole time. Now he's getting caught for it.
Oh yes, that is
That's
absolutely 100. Yes.
So I think I think he 100% was, and then he was kind of passing her around. That's the way I took it. And I know that's dark, and I usually don't go down
that's the thing. This movie is dark, right? Yeah, that's a big thing happening here. Is like this movie is dark, and her imagination that we're seeing play out, that's her defense mechanism coming to life for us.
Sure.
Now,
how do you think the two that he shot actually died?
I think they were lobotomized and not actually dead.
Okay.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Okay, yeah, that makes
so
sense.
So they got done first.
Yeah.
Which would
okay.
Yeah, okay.
Right, because now they can't.
It happens like right as this is like some 1, 2, 3, and that's a big part of like the movie. Like, yeah.
Oh, and that would make sense though, because it's the sound. You don't actually see them getting shot. You just hear the, which would be him hitting the hand. That makes sense.
Yes.
I could buy that.
My favorite scene was the samurai scene, the Terminator samurai scene,
where she gets the weapons. Scott Glenn is the wise man in this, and he's really good.
It's Carradine, right?
Scott Glenn.
Scott Glenn. Scott Glenn.
And I
I was
love
trying to figure out who he was the whole movie, and then at the end, I'm like, oh, right.
Yeah, and I love it. I love that he's the bus driver. I was so happy.
Yes.
And he gets the girl. He like lies to the cops to get
Yep.
the girl on the bus. That was a cool ending because she does escape the insane asylum. Like one of them does get out.
Yes. And the one who genuinely needed to get out.
Well, they all did, but it was she. Was
No,
the
but
one
well, they all did because they were being abused, and that was awful. But she actually, truly, did not belong there. You know, and like, for any reason, right? Like, she didn't have a reason to be there. That reason to be there.
Do we know that?
Yes, because one of like those like that like towards the end when it's like half reality coming at us. That's like the reveal of like my sister was the sick one, right? Like, and then it's like, oh, so like she wasn't meant to be there. Like everyone else was sent there because there was a mental issue. Although our main character, I mean, the mental issue was abuse, and then like where there's actually a connection between the dad and Blue,
Yeah.
and like so like that's horrible. But yeah, it's like it's really interesting. There's because as the early parts of the movie, there are no cracks in the layers. It's like we just jump into her fantasy, right? But the last act is where we see all the cracks in the layers, and you kind of gotta like go back a little bit and like piece it together. And like some fantasy lines of dialogue are like key real dialogue, like real life dialogue.
Right. Well, especially when the sister dies.
Superhero landing right there.
Yeah, I
And
know,
she
right?
has a
Talking
few of
about-
those in this movie. Where she does that suit. Yeah, that's it. She does a couple of those.
Can't get it. All right. The
That
visuals
was
are
a great
incredible
scene
in
right
this
there.
movie.
The train with like the planet on the background and stuff, like that was a pretty like I even thought like that's a nice like real set piece, but where are they?
Yeah.
Like, where are
Remember,
we
they're in
finding
her
that?
imagination. She's
Right.
making all this
Yeah.
up. You know what I mean? So that's what she pictures everything to look like. There's the little master moment.
World War like one, like going through the trenches. That part was
Yeah.
cool.
That was cool. The whole noir part of it was really cool. There's a noir
I
sense
think he
to
wanted.
it.
I mean, I think he did what he wanted to do with this movie, but I also feel like he wanted this movie to be like a vehicle for like, look what I can do. I can do this.
Yeah. It's just
I did think it was funny too that when he kind of figures out that they're doing stuff almost right away because he sees the map looks like it's moved.
It has
If
the
you're
two
taking
holes in
some-
it.
Yeah, but why would you not just put it back in the same hole?
In a
That's
rush.
what I didn't understand. Like I get
Like the dance is about to end. You're in a rush to.
I mean, I guess.
young Oscar Isaacs is in this film.
There's a lot of people that are unexpected. John Hamm's in this film.
John
Yes,
Hamm's the high
Doctor.
roller and the doctor. Like
Yeah.
a lot of people got two roles in this movie too. So John Hamm's the high roller and the doctor who gives her the lobotomy.
Mm-hmm.
Dragons are in this movie.
Yeah, that was a cool. That was another one like where she kind of cuts the head off the dragon.
Yo, I didn't expect Vanessa. I completely forgot Vanessa Hudgens was in this movie,
Yeah, me too.
and I was like, Blondie. I was like, oh wow.
Who
Mhm.
turns them in?
Yeah, I was shocked. I was like, oh no.
She was a snitch.
Carly Gina was good in it too.
Yes.
And you
I mean, that
actually
was-
kind of almost believe her accent.
Robots are in this movie. Everything is in this movie.
Again, like I said, I feel like this was a way for him to showcase like what more can I do? Like I've already shown you I can give you a couple hits, like let's get wild with this movie.
He did this before Man of Steel, correct?
He did, but after Watchmen.
I think this was the one that was like, all right, I think you could do a Superman DC movie. I think you could do
I
that.
gotta tell you, it did not do well because the budget for the movie was
No,
like
it didn't.
50 million, and then like the box office for the movie was like 89 million. So I feel like he really had to fight to
Yeah,
keep
but what was it
moving
up
forward.
against?
Because because
Yeah, I'd be
nobody's
curious to know what
girlfriend
else
like
out
mine
there.
wanted to go see the movie with them.
Yeah. That scene. Oh, that samurai scene.
That was a good
Intense.
fight.
Yeah, so basically she's going through, she's just putting herself in a different place to go do what she had to do to get out. Like, we're seeing the anime world, but she's really in real life doing it, getting it done. But we see it through the anime world. We don't really see the other way, right?
We hear about it though. Like we hear that
but
she
we
had
don't
to
really
set the
see
fire.
it. I think that was
helped
the
the
missing thing.
Stabbed
Maybe
it orderly.
yeah. We're more left to rely on the anime part for what really happened. But it's still fun.
2011 was a big year of films.
Yeah. That's
Holy
what I'm looking to see what
cow.
else it was against. So I wonder if that might have been part of it.
Yeah, I mean,
Hunger
like,
Games was out 2011. I think the first.
It was
Hunger
behind.
Games.
It came in second. Its opening weekend to Diary of a Wimpy Kid. What else was it up against? Hold on. There was an unreleased director's cut. Interesting. Yeah, I can't find it.
This would have been a great HBO show.
I mean, how?
Kind of like
Maybe.
what's the other one? What's the other one with Kang? Not Kang Marvel, but the guy who plays Kang. Majors. What was this show?
Lovecraft Country.
Lovecraft Country. You know what I mean?
Maybe, but I mean, I gotta tell you, watching a show weekly about women being abused in the silence.
I think you changed that part because she's gotten out now, right? So now she's in the outside world.
Yeah,
So
but
that'd
if
be
you're making
interesting.
this show, you're making about this story. You would just stretch it out.
No, I would want a continuation. I wouldn't want this redone. I would want her leaving. Now she's in the real world and she's that got her. Now she does the same thing.
dude,
Dude,
dude, it ends where she actually gets the lobotomy. Like, no.
Like all that
But
stuff.
the
that,
lobotomy wasn't successful. No, let me stop.
Well, what's her name? Baby doll. That was all like her perspective, right? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah,
she's mostly like the main character, so it would almost have to be like a whole different set of like anime parts for the other girl.
Yeah. But yeah, Sucker Punch, Zack Snyder's Sucker Punch. Have any of you guys out there seen this movie?
What would you
Any
guys
of you been
score
sucker
this?
punched?
Comments.
What would you guys score this?
I gave it an 8 because I was really entertained by it overall.
I think I would give it like I liked it better for a Zack Snyder film than I did like 300 and Watchmen. I think I'd give it like a 7. It does speak to like a 15-year-old boy in me. Like if you're 15, watch Sucker Punch, you'll love it.
cool.
Like a 7 for me.
Yeah.
It's still a fun movie to watch.
Clifford.
I mean, I share Phil's sentiments, but I'm holding it at a 6.
Okay. Green shirt guy.
I want to give it higher because I really think it looks amazing, and I did enjoy it. It's such a depressing movie. So if it was an uplifting story or there was more redemption for a lot of the characters, I would probably go with a 9 because I really did enjoy it. And I haven't seen it since I saw it on video years ago. I'd say mid 8s, 8.2, 8.3.
Okay, so we got about Cliff. What did you say?
A 6.
So we got about a 7 average going on around there. 7.5 average. That's decent. You guys go out there and watch Sucker Punch. Let us know what you think. Leave a comment below. What's on next week's agenda, guys? What are we watching?
Darkman.
What was the one I said?
Darkman. I forgot about that.
Darkman's a good one. Yeah.
Yes, some good Liam Neeson action. Right? That was him, right?
Yes,
He did it.
Yeah. All right. Yeah.
I've actually
All right.
never seen it. Only just like real short clip of Liam
Darkman.
Neeson going crazy. So
It's a cult classic.
Yeah, it's a Sam Raimi movie. I have the
Yeah,
Laserdisc now. So
very
that's how I watched it.
very Sam Raimi, but with your little jump like whoa. But it's a good movie. It's good. It spun comic books, sequels, not starring Liam, but yeah, it's a good one. So that's your guys' homework out there. Your homework is to watch The Dark Man with Liam Neeson. All right, remember that. All right, so that's our show for tonight, my friends. Some quick reminders. Please like and subscribe to the channel. It'd be a big help if you would get our subscribers up. We thank you very much. Tomorrow we'll be back with new keys and hot comics of the week. Cliff just put a did you put that in the chat, or did you put that
to remind us? I put it in the chat
yeah,
to remind us.
we gotta watch The Dark Man again. But tomorrow we'll be back at 8 o'clock to do new keys and hot comics of the week, where we go over all the new keys and all the new comics that are coming out this week for your new comic book day, July 24th, 26th, July 26th, new comic book day. Then come back next Sunday here at 5 p.m. where we do film and box office news again, and we'll be going over Dark Man and all the other TV and film news. Another announcement, we're going to start a monthly giveaway contest. I'm going to start it tomorrow, and what it's going to be is we're going to give a book away a month. Nothing like huge or anything. Oh, we come upon something maybe, but maybe like a $20, $30 book. And what's going to happen is I'm going to give you a question out there. You answer it in the comments, and everybody that gets the right answer over the month, we'll randomize it, and you'll win. All right, just to give you a little heads up, we're going to be doing Night Terrors #1, but this is the foil error. All right? It's different than the regular one. It's a little bit more money, but it's a good one. And we'll be doing that starting tomorrow. Also, I want to give another shout out to the Young at Heart Foundation. Give a shout out to Mike. Go get him at youngatheartfoundation.com so you can help out with the kiddies. They do a lot of great, wonderful stuff for the kiddies over there. Anybody got any other last sayings before we go?
I feel fine.
Cliff, let out what you feel. You said you're feeling something. What are you feeling?
No, I said I feel fine. Stay tuned. It was like look forward to more things coming from our channel. Who knows?
Yes. Remember, we have the council in California. Go check those videos out. The third one goes up tomorrow. We're going to Collector's Paradise, show you what that's about. Next week, I'm probably going to drop a Universal Studios Part 1. We went out to Universal Studios out there. It was mucho fun. We also started the council questions series. This week is in our universe, who could lift Thor's hammer? We have a nice little discussion about that. We'll see what we have next week for the next question. But go check all those lovely things out. And new comic book day, episode 57 is there. There's a new skit. You guys are loving the skits, and we love that you're loving the skits. All right, we're gonna keep it coming. All right. So, for myself, for Phil, for Cliff, and for Green Shirt Guy, and the rest of the Council of Comics, we thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. We'll see you tomorrow. Be safe. Peace.